Well, certain things just happen. I got a WhatsApp message from my friend Ashok. We come back from Pondicherry. Ashok ji lives in Pondicherry, and when I just taken over there, my friends in Pondicherry, the first invitations came from his organization to do some sports marathon. And I drove down to Kadalur. It was a little distance from Pondicherry. And I met him and his friends. And he truly impressed me since then. So 2016, we are friends till 2022. And we stayed as friends all the time I was there. He could walk into the Lieutenant Governor's office at any time he needed to. It was an open house for him. And he came with many, many innovations even at that time. And then the best part as a friend he did was, he is a pupil, he's a devotee of Swami Ramana Maharishi. He took me to that Maharishi hill. He said, come, I'll take you, you haven't seen there. And left to myself, probably I would not have gone, because my priority was what I can do there where I was, rather than look after my needs, which was my need too, spiritual need. But spiritual need of this kind was subordinated to the performance needs of my work. But he took me and we drove down. So our relationship, as friendship, came as a mutual admiration for what he stood for. And then he came with many other innovations in agriculture, which we partnered ourselves, and I wish we could do more. That's my regret, because there is a blockade of system sometimes, there's a negativity, but there was an effort made. I would love to take this forward. I want to thank you for this invitation, because then when the call came saying, you're invited for dinner, and I said, Ashok ji is inviting me to dinner in Pondicherry. Doesn't he know I'm in Delhi? So I didn't respond. I said, fine, because it's Pondicherry. He didn't say, I'm in Delhi. But then he again sent a message, and I asked him, where is this dinner? He said, it's in Delhi. It's in Meridian, and it's for this purpose. So I said, oh, if it's 7 o'clock, I will come. Then when he sent me information about what he's doing, and we spoke to each other, that's how I'm here with you by 5:45. So it's just a coincidence that something is to happen, जैसे कहते हैं ना, खाने वाले का नाम दाने दाने पर नाम है, मेरा दाने दाने पर था ना आज यहाँ, इसलिए मुझे आज यहाँ आना ही था. लेकिन मेरा कोई प्लान नहीं था, लेकिन बहुत चीज़ें मैंने अपनी ज़िंदगी में देखी हैं. आप क्यों मिलते हैं, वहाँ क्यों जा रहे हैं, क्या लॉन्ग टर्म मकसद है, ये भगवान ही जानता है. लेकिन मैंने देखा एक रिलेशनशिप, कांच कितने साल पहले मिले, आज फिर से दिल्ली में मिल रहे. और इसके बाद मुझे पता है हमने रुकना नहीं है, क्योंकि मेरे पास अब आपके लिए होमवर्क है, एक आइडिया है. देखो, आप स्टार्टअप्स के लिए आप आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस बड़े लोगों के लिए कर रहे हो, मैं आपको छोटे बच्चे देती हूँ. मेरी 2 NGOs हैं, और मैंने अभी 5 दिन पहले आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस में अपने गरीब बच्चों को, जो 18 साल 16 साल के लड़के लड़कियों को मैंने डिप्लोमेज दिए हैं. मेरी संस्थाएं उनको आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस सिखा रही है, और उन लोगों को मैंने बच्चों को इनाम भी दिया है. क्यों, मेरी 2 स्वयंसेवी संस्थाएं हैं. एक तो है झुग्गी झोंपड़ी एरिया में, लेकिन बच्चे बड़े लायक हैं. फिर है गांव में, बच्चे बड़े लायक हैं. क्यों लायक हैं? क्योंकि वो भूखे हैं. उनको हम जो भी कुछ देंगे वो बहुत खुश धन्यवाद करेंगे. सो आई हैव अ होल colonies, not colony, colonies and villages of children who've done schooling and are willing and happy to learn artificial intelligence. And they've already done it. So I only 2 days ago told my foundation कि आओ हम बच्चों का स्टार्टअप बनाएं, हम बच्चों का स्टार्टअप बनाएं. So I am now in a mind situation to do small startups. अब मैंने इन बच्चों को, जिनको डिप्लोमा और हमने ये दे दिए, आई एम गोइंग टू स्टार्ट स्मॉल स्टार्टअप्स. आप हैंड होल्डिंग करना चाहते हो, कर लो. मेरे पास बच्चे हैं जो सीख चुके हैं. मेरे पास 2,500 बच्चा है इस वक्त. 2,500 Navjyoti has trained in partnership with a particular company recently. And I have 2,500. They are already a nursery for you. I can link you with my foundation, and you can tap their energy, you can upskill them, you can groom them. For me, I was probably looking for a right name, but it is a small startup. And in that small startup, my instruction to my director, yes, मैं कल की बात ही कर रही हूँ. In fact, it was just, देखो how things are linked. जो बात मैं कल कर रही हूँ, आज मैं उसी की extension आज यहाँ देख रही हूँ. क्यों? क्योंकि intention ये है कि सबका भला हो. What is my intention? My intention is larger good, larger spread of the skill and potential. So I can link these adult starthood with the youth starthood. You are youth, but you are already grown-up startup. I can link you with the teenager startup, which got brains to learn, open to learn at a very low cost at the moment, क्योंकि उनके लिए वो भी बहुत है. And they turned out to be brilliant boys and girls. उसमें girls भी है, जिन्होंने coding भी की है girls ने. कहाँ के? झुग्गी झोंपड़ी के. First learner के लिए. So here is an open invitation. Ashok ji, one more for you. See, one more relationship to carry on. I can link you with my foundation. आप कितने दिन हैं यहाँ? कितने दिन हैं यहाँ? बस आज का दिन? अगर आप चाहते हो तो मैं जिन बच्चों को इनाम मिला है उनसे मिलवा देती हूँ कल. मैं उन बच्चों को, मैं अपनी फाउंडेशन की डायरेक्टर को रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी कि उन बच्चों को आए आपसे मिलवाएं. क्यों नहीं? I'll ask those children to come and meet you. आप उनसे बात करिए. I want to start the startup from the bottom. So starting from the bottom, it's a bottom-up startup. In the bottom-up startup is the large population of India. You see, हमारी ये population है, आप ये हैं, मैं तो यहाँ हूँ, आप ये हैं, तो ये इससे क्यों नहीं मिलती? And you know what we did? We removed poverty. When we gave them this digital literacy, we removed digital poverty in this country of that base. और हर बच्चा आज दूसरे को सिखाने को तैयार है. So I will, if you permit, you plan a time, I will call up my foundation, ask the awarded children to be brought here, let them chat with you. And that will spread. That means मेरी जो एक colony है, called the Bhavana colony, it's in northwest Delhi. They are all resettlement colony. They were Juggi Chomprees. When Commonwealth Games came, they were all en bloc removed, lakhs of families, hundreds of families, poorest families. They were all living in Juggi Chomprees. They were en bloc picked up and thrown in that flat area of Bhavana called Northwest Delhi. We were working as an NGO there at that time, making them literate. My foundation, which I'm talking to you about, is 30 years old. I started this while in the Indian police, while in the service as a deputy commissioner of police, North Delhi Police. जब मैंने देखा था, there was a relationship between crime and drugs, and children were getting involved, and they were not going to school. As a crime prevention measure, I started street schools called gully schools. Single teacher, but tapping these children. And I ran the school in the gully itself. In the gully. That's why they called gully school. क्योंकि छत नहीं थी, स्कूल नहीं था. और जिस फंक्शन में मैं गई, मैंने बोला एक शर्त है, मुझे एक टीचर दे दीजिए. मेरे पास बच्चे हैं, आप मुझे टीचर दे दो, मैं आपको बच्चे दूंगी, आओ इनको पढ़ाएं. तो we had started the gully school project. But when this whole thing was lock, stock and barrel उठा दिया क्योंकि Commonwealth Games है, तो आप वो कचरा, गंदगी, insanitary conditions, poverty नहीं दिखा सकते ना, क्योंकि वो रेड फोर्ट का एरिया था. तो उन्होंने एन ब्लॉक करके बवाना फेंक दिया. हम भी चले गए, हम भी फेंक गए, क्यों हमारी एनजीओ भी साथ चली गई. बट वी डिड नॉट गिव अप. सो एज एन एनजीओ वी स्टार्टेड द स्कूल्स फ्रॉम द स्ट्रीट इटसेल्फ. हमने छोड़ा नहीं, हमने कहा बच्चों की पढ़ाई नहीं खत्म हो सकती. सो दैट्स व्हाई आई एम 30 years old, एंड उसमें से हमारे कई बच्चे टीचर्स बन चुके हैं, और उनमें से बच्चे आज पढ़ा रहे हैं क्लासेस में. आई एम टॉकिंग टू यू अबाउट दैट फाउंडेशन विच इज 30 years old and which has very goodwill in that Bhavana area. If we want, we can and we will, with you or without you. I'm very clear, with you or without you, or despite you. But with us, we are going to make that as a hub, provider of artificial intelligence of the youth. We will be, so हम सिर्फ कारपेंटर ही नहीं देंगे, टेलर ही नहीं उसमें से देंगे, सब्जी वाला ही नहीं देंगे, हम आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस भी देंगे, क्योंकि वो बच्चे जो हैं वो hungry to learn and they are also grateful. दो चीज़ें उनमें से बड़ी क्रेडिट. स्टार्टअप के लिए दो चीज़ें चाहिए, हंगर एंड ग्रैटिट्यूड. उनमें हंगर है और उनमें ग्रैटिट्यूड भी है. संतुष्टि भी है, स्टार्टअप के लिए भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है संतुष्टि, क्योंकि यू शुड कट योर, you need patience and you need perseverance and you need settlement, because you want to begin with whatever you have. You begin with whatever. Most of the startups have all started from garages, parking lots. They've all done that. So these are children of those garages and parking lots. They're all hungry. So if we all work, I think that will be a great, today I think God has sent me to link the have with the have not. And that have not has the clean brain, a creative brain here to do coding and designing and do artificial animation, anything, graphics, they're doing all these things already, they've learned. So I can link you with them tomorrow. तो हम देखें कहाँ जाते हैं, और उसके बाद आप अगर चाहें तो आप अपनी छोटी सी सीडिंग वहाँ कर सकते हैं इन बच्चों को, और क्योंकि एक कंपनी ऑलरेडी है, उस कंपनी ने इन्हें पढ़ाया था, उसका नाम मैं इस वक्त भूल रही हूँ, बट उसका नाम, उस व्यक्ति का नाम है कार्तिक, उसका नाम है कार्तिक. He is the one, I'll give you his name, I'll share it with my friend, he will circuit, I can link you even with that company which is training these children. So friends, आपने मुझे यहाँ बुलाया, I'm very, very grateful that you are talking today what I talked yesterday to my foundation, and to say, let's make startups of our youngsters who have already been trained in artificial intelligence and bring them together. We will register them as a small company. We will link them with government funding. We can link them with donors. और उनको क्या चाहिए? 10,000, 10 लाख, 1 करोड़ नहीं चाहिए. उनको 10,000 चाहिए, उनको एक लैपटॉप चाहिए, उनको एक अच्छा आईफोन चाहिए, तो वो उससे शुरू हो जाएंगे वो. I can tell you, they don't need much. So any funders for that? Any funders for that? I can link you with those children. So you see, you can do this small. I think this probably will break the news. Your becoming startups will not break news anymore. But children becoming, teenagers becoming startups and linking themselves with you breaks news. And this will touch the hearts of nobody other than our Niti Aayog and our Honorable Prime Minister, who are the initiators of this great movement of startups. So friends, let's see how it happens tomorrow. I'll link you with the director. I'll request Neetu Sharma, she's the director of this program. I'll ask her to come with these boys and girls, those who've been recognized, who stood out in the program of small. My dream now is to do young startups. फर्स्ट जनरेशन के लर्नर स्टार्ट. आप फर्स्ट जनरेशन नहीं है, आप सेकंड जनरेशन है. वो फर्स्ट जनरेशन है, वो रेडी वाले का बच्चा है, या वो सब्जी बेचने वाले का बच्चा है, या किसी कुली का बच्चा है, और वो सीख चुका है, और आप उसको आप एब्सोल्युटली हायर कर सकते हो. उसको सिखाते जाओ, वो करता जाएगा. दैट मीन्स यू विल गेट हैंड्स टू वर्क. वो भी तैयार हो जाएगा, आपको भी काम मिलेगा. मेरी फीलिंग है, देयर इज अ रीजन टू बी हियर टुडे. There was a reason, and I think I see the light at the end of this tunnel. I see a reason for coming here. I'm only an instrument. आप भी इंस्ट्रूमेंट, आप भी इंस्ट्रूमेंट. हम लोग एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट बने हैं आज उनको और आपको जोड़ने के लिए. मैं तो सिर्फ एक ब्रिज हूँ, कड़ी हूँ. और अगर हम ब्रिज पास कर जाएंगे इकट्ठे, तो आई थिंक इंडिया, ये जितनी झुग्गी झोंपड़ियाँ हैं, जितने गाँव के लायक बच्चे हैं 10वीं 12वीं के, वो आपके लिए कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी है. You can tap this constituency. You don't only have to go to higher universities, which will be very expensive. But here is loyalty. आपको इन बच्चों को जब मिलेगा ना, वो loyalty भी आपको देंगे. लेकिन जिसको आप दूसरे यूनिवर्सिटी से लेंगे, वो loyalty नहीं देने वाला. वो आपसे सीख के दूसरी अपनी कंपनी खोलेगा और कहेगा आप कौन? I'm getting a higher salary, I'm going. But what I'm saying is, there are exceptions to the rule anyway. So I think there's a reason. I'll make you meet them tomorrow, and we will connect the have and having startups to developing, training, skill, upskilling, have not startups. And I want those young boys and girls to start their own little startup, their own little company, and their own little funding, and then they link them, and then they work in collaboration with you. I think that's the larger reason and the larger good we can do out of this event. Thank you very much.